that puruṣa, that brahman, what is his mahima? It's been very beautifully described, and you should not think that puruṣa is only inside me and everybody else doesn't have that, so all are less from. No, he says now he's in everything and everyone. And how he explains his nature. Hamsah shuchishat vasurantarikshasat hota vedishat atithir duronasat nrishat varasat ritasat vyomasat abja goja ritaja advija ritam brahata. Each word is very, very beautiful and poetic. You have to understand it. First word is hamsaha. Hamsa means that which moves, not the swan. Anything that moves is derived from the word hanta root. It's called hamsa, that which moves, like swan moves in the water so effortlessly. That one, that Brahman moves everywhere. Where he moves? Shuchishat. In the purest heavens, this Brahman moves. Like a beautiful white swan moves in clear, still waters. Likewise, this Brahman moves in the purest of the heaven. So that is why he is called as sun. Because sun is in the heaven we call. Heaven means beyond our atmosphere. Space beyond atmosphere is called as heaven, above antariksha. That is why, remember, Aitreya Upanishad, 4 things were created. First was ambaha, then marichaha, then maraha, then apaha. So ambaha, that which is even beyond the maricha loka. Maricha means where shine of the sun comes. So he is beyond that. So he moves there like sun. Then vasu, antarikshasad. Vasu means that which provides vasa, where everybody lives. Also it is vasu, antarikshasad. Vasu also is called for air. Air that moves in the antariksha, in the atmosphere. The maricha loka. Amba loka is over. Now maricha loka, the air that moves around. Everywhere it is there. Can you tell a place where air is not there? Unless you suck it out through vacuum, air is there. That is the idea. And he moves everywhere freely. Can you bind the air? No, we will build one gate and stop the air from going to the next district. Or we will, build one barrage and stop air from going to next village. We can't. How big a wall will you build? All the way till ionosphere? Not possible. So air is free. Like that, this Brahman moves freely. And he has no problem. When he passes through a garden, he picks up fragrance. Passes through a sewage, he picks up foul smell. But by itself, it is not having anything. Hota vedishat. Hota means fire. Also called priest in the Veda is called Hota. But Hota is the fire. Vedishat. Vedi means fire, Yajna Vedika. In the Yajna Vedika, like the fire is. Again, you think of the nature of fire. Put a good thing in the fire, it will burn it. Put bad thing in the fire, it will burn it. By fire by itself will not get tainted by either of these. Isn't it? So first one was like sun, who is in the high up in heaven. Second one is like the air which moves in the atmosphere. Third is the fire which is there in the Vedika. On the earth, the most purest place is Yajna Vedika, on which we perform Yajna. So on the Yajna Vedika, he is also like the fire, which burns everything, receives everything, but by itself it does not get tainted. And Atithi Durona Sat. Durona means a patra, but Durona also means home. So Atithi, like the Atithi comes to a home, in a householder's place, how a guest comes, like that Brahman is, they say. It means we respect Atithi. Atithi Devo Bhava is our culture. So when Atithi arrives, think Brahman only has arrived at our home. Not Brahmana. Brahmana is arrived. So he comes like an Atithi in people's homes, he says. Also, if you think from our body point of view, Brahman is like an Atithi. He is the owner, of course. He is not the Atithi also. Nrishad. Janar madhye irtane avaro. Nrisha. Janar madhye. Mari varasad. Or holle janar madhye. Vara means holle avaro. Good people. Nrishad means among nara. And Varasad means among the best of the people, noblest people. And then Ritasad. Rita means all the Vedic mantras, all the rituals, the truths of the Vedas, Vedantas. He dwells in that also. Then Vyomasad, in the space. Akasha, everywhere he dwells. Like Akasha is in everything. Yesterday we saw in the eye of the needle to the entire cosmos, Akasha permeates. Likewise, he permeates everything. And where else he is there? Abja. Abja means water born. Born out of water. So fishes and shells and all the water aquatic life planktons, everything is water-based. He dwells in them also. So in case you thought that the God is not in water, He is there. Then Goja. Goja means which is born out of earth, like the grain and flowers and plants and herbs, trees. He is there in them too. Ritaja. Ritaja means that which is born out of truth or born out of Vedas. When we perform Vedic sacrifices, many boons are given to us. A long life, rains and prosperity and so many things. In all of that, He only dwells. Adrija, the one which is born on mountains. What is born on mountains? So many things, minerals and many ores and metals and so many things. Salts are born on mountains. And rivers are born on mountains, as we say. In everything He dwells. And Ritam, He is the ultimate truth. He is the ultimate truth because He alone dwells everywhere. Everything else is modifications of the same Brahman. And Bruhat. Bruhat means He is expansive, He is massive. So that is the idea of Ritam and Bruhat. So this is the explanation about Brahman, that how Brahman is in, above, below, around you, within you, without you, as we say. He is in everything, in everyone, in every aspect of this cosmos is permeated by Brahman. And so also He is within you. Now think of yourself, if you are Brahman, how glorious is your existence? How wonderful is your existence? You are not some silly, stupid, small, wretched being with so many sins and so many punyas. No. You are the ultimate, ever expansive, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Nirmala Swarupinam. If you keep telling this to yourself every day, by the law of attraction, by continuously telling this way, you will become that. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. You keep telling yourself that you are Brahman, you are Brahman, you are Brahman, and your nature is expansive, you are pure, ever free, not bound by silly desires, not bound by body consciousness, not limited by all the duties and responsibilities, not constrained to dharma, adharma. You are fearless, supreme. Think of this and keep telling yourself, you will become that. No doubt about it. As you continuously train your mind to think like that, you will become that you are none other than Brahman Himself and nothing less than that. So keep telling. That is why I said, Aham Brahma, Sarvam Brahma. Keep telling, keep telling. Aham Brahma, Puruṣa, Ekadashadvaram. Sarva Brahma, all this. Hamsashad, Shuchishad, all the things. You are Brahman in all places. Remember this, then only you will be able to free yourself from fears and limitedness. And the third shloka will take up. It says, Urdhvam pranam unnayata apanam pratyagatyati madhye vamanamasinam vishve deva upasate. So what else this Brahman does within when he is living within us? What is he doing? Urdhvam pranam unnayat. He raises the prana vayu up. And apanam pratyagasyati. And the apana vayu's power to go down. Means to remove things from the body is apana vayu. Prana is one which stays in our face area. In our nose, eyes, mouth, ears, the whole prana vayu. Now for this you will have to slowly get into a small detail from the Praśnopaniṣad about prana or pañcaprāṇas. And the next line says, Madhye Vamana Avasinam. In the center he sits. He is Vamana. Vamana Rupa means very short, very small. Remember? Nilato Madhyastha Didyulekeva Nivara Shukavatanvi Pita Bhava Satyanupama Tasyante Sushirarum Sukshmam Tasya Made Vanishika Aniyodha. So this is so beautiful that it is so small, yet it is so powerful. So it is Vamana Asinam. In a very, very small form he resides. Also Vamana means adorable one, the worshipable one. He is the worshipable who resides and manages the prana and apana. And to him Vishve Deva Upasate. All the devatas means all the indriyas, sense and sense organs, Upasate. They meditate upon him, they worship him, they glorify him alone. It means indriyas are able to, whom will they worship? The one who helps them, they will worship them. Who helps them to do what their duties? Eyes see, ears hear, nose smells. Kathopanishad says, Kene shritam patati, preshitam manaha, kenam prana prathamam praiti yuktaha, kenam vacham imam vadanti, chakshush pranascha kau devo yunakti. Kathopanishad starts with this question. Who is there who makes my mind go towards its objects? Who is there who makes my firstborn prana do its duties? Who is there who is making me speak, making my tongue speak? Who is that who makes my eyes see and ears hear? That is the first question the disciple asks, and the Guru replies, that one which is behind the eye of the eye, ear of the ear, prana of the prana, mana of the mana, and chakshush chakshuhu. But atimuchya dhira, same thought. The one who realizes that becomes atimuchya. Dhira alone can realize the discriminating one. Asmat lokat pretya amruto bhavanti. Having given up this body, consciousness attains immortality. That is Kathopanishad. Same idea. Who is that who is behind our prana and apana? Your prana is not because of your lungs. Your prana is not because of your nose. Not even because of the oxygen that is in the atmosphere around. Your prana is only because of Brahman, who decides to breathe. If he decides not to breathe, or with very healthy lungs, with tremendous oxygen around, with your nose completely clear, you still not be able to breathe. Because he decided not to breathe. Because he is the one who energizes everything within you. So with that thought, I thought I will introduce you to the idea of pañcaprāṇas and what they do. From Praśnopaniṣad, there are 6 disciples who go to Pipala the Muni and they ask many questions. And one question is about this prana. Who is the most important in our body? And he says prana is the most important. And the Praśnopaniṣad also goes to explain what is the various roles of pañcaprāṇas. These are called pañcavayus also. First one is prana itself. Then udana, vyana, samana and apana. Prana is that which brings energy into the body and resides mostly in the head region. And then apana vayu somewhere down, lower region. Its idea is to remove anything from the body, including the breath which goes out, that also apana. Anything, sweat that comes out of the skin, apana. Anything, we vomit, apana. We excrete, apana. We eject, apana. Anything that we eject out of the body is apana vayus, apana energy. Then there is something called a samana energy which stays in the center, digests the food, stabilizing all the vayus. Because when the food is not digested well, all the body is disturbed. So samana vayu is to digest the food. And then we have got vyana vayu, which is circulation, circulates the energy to the entire body. And then we have called udana vayu, which moves up. And udana vayu is responsible for us to take the prana out of the body at the time of death. These are the 5 roles of this. And prana itself is divided into 5 roles. Like a man itself becomes a husband when he meets the wife. That man only becomes a brother when he meets his sister. So one person only plays many roles. Like that, the same pranavayu plays 5 different roles. And in each role, the prana sustains the body through this. So prana is not vayu, means the air that you breathe. Prana is the energy that you absorb through the air. So the energy that comes in, oxygen that comes in, energizes the whole body. That oxygen dissolves in the blood through the lungs. And that lungs send the oxygenated blood to heart. And heart pumps that oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. That's why we need a lot of oxygen after having had a good, nice lunch. Then we sleep in the class because all oxygen has been taken away by the stomach. No oxygen is reaching the brain. So brain sleeps off. That is the idea. So prana is the energy that comes into the body and is managed in 5 different ways. Now why this prana is important for you is because if you waste your energy doing unnecessary talking, seeing, listening and even thinking, what will happen? The udana, the final vayu udana will become weak in you. And what is the role of udana? On a daily basis, it takes your mind to deep sleep. That is udana's thing. A very beautiful shloka comes in Praśnopaniṣad somewhere. It says, udana is doing like a purohita. Samana is the purohita which distributes prana and apana vayu, keeps the balance of inhalation and exhalation. The samana, the balance. He is like a priest who is putting one prana, one apana into the body. And what is this? Mana, your mind is the yajamana, they say. For whose sake all these yajna is happening, because mind is getting all its strength from pranas. And then what is the phala? Ishtaphalam odanaha. Udana is the phala. Udana is the final vayu. Why it is responsible? The mind has to travel using udana as its energy. What is the udana? Udana is this vayu that takes mind upwards, not downwards. Doesn't allow to slip downwards to genitals and food and excretion. It should not stay there. Your mind should not occupy this area of your body. Then you will become an animal. Mind should rise higher, reaches this area, heart and throat. You become a great poet and great singer and all that facilities. When further mind reaches this area called Agnya, you become a very intelligent, spiritual oriented jnani, and further mind goes and merges in the crown chakra, then it becomes Brahman. So there are 7 chakras in our body. The most lowest chakra, which is between the genitals and the excretory apertures, that place, the chakra is called Mooladhara chakra. It is an energy point. And mind lives in all these 7 chakras. Where does Brahman live? Brahman lives in 3 places: heart, then Ajna and the eye. But mind lives in all the 7 chakras. So if the mind is only busy in the lowest chakra, Mooladhara chakra, what will you be busy with? Animal qualities. Genitals only are active. If it goes a little above to Swadhisthana, food excretion will start. Mostly excretory. Then because the intestines are there. Then if you go further up to the Manipurika, which is at the navel region, then it is more about your strength, physical strength, your body strength, because digestion happens over there. You are a very good digestion and therefore you are strong physically. If your Manipurika, mind is only at Manipurika. Means from being animals who are only busy with ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna, you grow to a good human being with a strong physique in this. But they are like Shudras, very strong physically but no intellectual, no emotions, no nothing. Very dull-witted. But food is all that they are interested in. And then little more you go up, it's called anahata, it's called the heart chakra. This place when prana goes and settles, it becomes emotional, it experiences great emotions, including poetry and all kinds of fine arts there. Then you go further up, Vishuddhi, they are good speakers, lecturers, poets and philosophers, all this comes here. And then further if mana moves and stays in this chakra, Agnya chakra, that is when somebody develops spiritual insight. They can see the future, they can go into the past, they have some extra sensory experiences, 6th sense they call it. So that if mind is dwelling here. If mind is dwelling here, is moksha, he is liberated, he has become Jivan Mukta. But where the mind dwells depends on the Udana Vayu. And Udana Vayu is the ultimate result of, after all the other Vayus have been used up, whatever is left is the reserve. It's called Udana Vayu. So suppose Udana Vayu is very strong in you. Why? Because you have not wasted your energy through your genitals, excretion, digestion, respiration, circulation, all this thinking, singing, talking, running. Not even on your spiritual practices. I must do meditation, then pranayama, then this and that. It is so powerful, that Udana Vayu, that it stays only in the Sahasrara chakra, the topmost crown chakra, where Brahman has entered from. And that is where, if your mind is always settled, you are always at peace. So during every day what happens, you get deep sleep because of Udana Vayu. Not because of Prana, Apana, Vyana and Samana. You get because of Udana Vayu. What Udana does, your mind which is stuck either in your Mooladhara chakra or Swadhisthana or Manipurika or Anahata or Vishuddhi or Agnya, it pushes it to 7th chakra during your deep sleep. But you don't realize that you are in the 7th chakra, in the deep sleep. That's why the people who are very pure-minded, pure-hearted, their sleep is very good. They don't struggle to sleep, they don't struggle to wake up because their mind is always calm and merged in the highest. So every night this Udana takes the mind to Brahman, it seems, and makes him experience the ultimate peace of the 7th chakra. But those who are very sensory, very worldly, very all the time busy with the body and mind, their mind is only revolving around here. They never reach there. So why it is important? It is important because if you see one shloka which comes from there, at the end of your life what happens? A shloka from Praśnopaniṣad says that at the end prana goes out of the body. How? Using Udana. And takes what with it? The mind and the senses are taken out. You will say, my senses are there, my eyes, ears, nose. No, they are only external senses. The indriyas, jnanendriyas are what? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Where are they established? In the mind. So this Udana, mind and all the indriyas, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, it takes out of the body. The jiva goes out of the body, riding on the Udana Vayu. So if Udana Vayu is very strong, where is your mind located? Here. So where will you leave from? Which is the closest gate? Highest, topmost. Suppose your mind is busy in eating and sleeping and reproducing and excreting. Where is the mind here? It means how much Udana is required to push the mind all the way up. You don't have so much energy. So where will the prana go out from? One of these gates. Some people, they die with their mouth open. It means what? Prana has left from here, from Vishuddhi. So all these are gates from which prana has left. But the best gate when it should leave from is the royal gate, the gate of the king. From where the king entered, king should leave from there. King has entered from the main gate. Will you tell the king, please leave from the side gate? You will not tell. Likewise, if your Udana Vayu is very strong, the king, the Brahman, will leave the body when he wants to leave from the Sahasrara Chakra, from this hole, from there he had entered. This is a Sukshma body, Sukshma Sharira in this. So if you don't have good Udana because you have wasted all your energy and time doing all kinds of things and your mind is busy in the lower energy aspects, then at the end of your life, you will not be able to leave from here. You will leave from one of the lower things and you will again be born in one lower body. If it leaves from the animal chakras, you will be born as an animal. If it leaves from a higher chakra, you will be born as a human being with certain faculties. But if it leaves from this chakra, from the eyesight, it means you will be born as a spiritually developed human. But only when it leaves from the Brahmarandra, you will never be born again. Because it has attained the highest. So everybody, this Kundalini Yoga people, what are they trying to do? All the time they are trying to keep their energies here. Remember? Yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti, it is said. Why do we practice brahmacharya? To attain that Brahman. Why? Because otherwise everything goes out from down and then we are not having any energy to leave from the Sahasrara. Then we are bound with Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Marnam. It keeps going on and on. So this is the idea. Those who are more interested can go to Praśnopaniṣad, read it in the 4th, 5th chapters. And where is this prana? So this is what he's saying. Who makes this prana go up, apana go down? Who sits in the center of the heart and balances? So here only prana, apana are mentioned, but it simply implies that you should take vyana, udana, samana also. Who makes all these panchavayus function in the body? That one who sits in the center, Vamana Asinam, adorable one, very small, into whom all the devas come and pray to him. Vishwa means eyes are seeing because prana is there in the face. Heart is beating because Vyana is there circulating. Stomach is digesting. Why? Because Samana is there doing its work. Excretion is happening because Apana is there. And finally you are experiencing something higher, joys of life, because Udana is there. Or who manages all these 5 like a puppet show? This one who sits in the center. Madhye Asinam Vamana Rupam means is very adorable. Vishwe, all the devas, indriyas, upasate, they meditate on him, they adore him. Because without him, eyes cannot see, nose cannot smell, ears cannot hear, skin cannot touch, stomach cannot digest, heart cannot beat. Nothing can happen if Brahman is not inside this body. That Chaitanyam is not inside the body. So all those who worry, what will happen if some disease comes to us? Nothing will happen till Brahman decides nothing happens. No, but body will suffer. Body will suffer. It's like a car undergoes some repairs. Body will go undergo repairs. Till Brahman decides not to leave, nothing can happen to the body, nothing can happen to the mind. When Brahman is fed up with your behavior, he says, enough, this fellow is no use, I am going. That is when problem starts. Till then there is no problem. But when Sankaracharya finishes all his work, even though he is the purest, noblest of the person, at 32 years Brahman decides, enough, you have done your job, your body's reason why you were taken the avatar is over, let's move. It leaves. But when Markandeya, though he is short-lived, sits near Shiva, and Brahman, the Shiva in the Brahman form, decides to protect him, who can kill him? Nobody can kill him. This is why I am saying, remember this great truth, that Nivu Brahma, Brahma Swarupave. That is all spirituality is, to do what is, I say, whatever can be offered to God is fine. If you cannot offer it to God, it is not worth it, don't do it. That's why I make it very simple policy in life. Yad juoshi, yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, dadasi, yad tapasisi kaunteya, tad kurushvam adarpadam, Krishna says. Whatever you eat, whatever you do, whatever you desire for, whatever you receive or give, do it only for my sake. Don't do it for your sake or uncle's sake or aunt's sake and parent's sake or teacher's sake or for the sake of name, fame, reputation. No. Do it only for the sake of God. Then God is very happy in your body. He thinks this is the best place I am in. I like it. Because this mind of this person, the body's associated mind, is so pure and beautiful mind. I love to be here. I don't want to go. Such people, remember, rishis would live 200 years, 10,000 years. Vyasa has lived for 10,000 years. Had he not lived for 10,000 years, how would I have seen all the generations of things? So all kinds of things they do. These are not some jokes. No. These are all some exaggerated mythological tales. No, they lived because they lived as long as Brahman wanted. That is why Nachiketa is so clever. In the first chapter, when he says, I will give you hundreds of years to live, he says, Jivishyami yavadichasi, as long as you want, I will live. Why I should ask for more life? Don't bother me, you are fooling me. Because Brahman, as long as he decides to live in me, I will live. If Brahman decides to go, who can stop him? You think ventilators can stop him? You think medical intervention can stop him? You think best of the equipments can stop him? No. Because he is beyond any physical. Therefore, till Brahman decides to live, nobody can do anything to you. And when will Brahman like to live in you? If he thinks you are behaving according to his wish. A mother may have 3 sons. In whose house mother would like to live? That son who looks after the mother well. The other sons who don't care about the mother, the poor old mother, is not going to live in their house. Likewise, Brahman lives longer where he finds everything is done according to my will. Jnana Atmani, Mahati Atmani, Shanta Atmani. When things are happening as Shanta Atmani, Brahman is very happy. And that is where he lives the longest. So all other physical things you don't even bother about. This is what the truth is. Meditate on this truth. Anusthana na shochati. Vimuktasya vimuchyate. Therefore meditate on this ultimate truth, who you truly are. And live according to that truth. What is the truth? Ananda, abhaya. Fearlessness and bliss. This is its nature. It doesn't know anything else. So meditate on this truth and determine to live in that truth only and nothing else. One more we will take and then we'll close. The 4th one. Asya visram samanasya sharirasthasya dehinaha dehad vimuchyamanasya kimatra parishishyate etadvai tat. Again, if you break this, he says, Asya vistra samanasya. When that one, who is embodied in this self, which we call as Dehi, not Deha, the Dehi, the one Brahman who is inside our Pura, the puruṣa, when it decides to leave this body, vistra means rejects it or loosens, the grip is loosened. It's called vistra samana, means the grip on that Brahman is lost. The body is dropped, rejected by this Brahman. Sharirasthasya dehina, the one who lives inside this sharira, dehinaha, the one who is embodied, dehi and deha. Deha means body, dehi means the one who lives inside the body, like the house and the house owner. House is the body, house owner is the Brahman. So he, the owner of this body, the one who was embodied in it, decides to leave the body, gets detached from the body. Then what happens? Dehat vimuchya manasya. Once he gives up this body, kimatra parishashyate. What else is there in the body left then? Because the moment he leaves, everybody leaves. Brahman says, I am going. Prana says, I am also going. Manas says, I am also going. Jnanendriya says, I are also going. What is left behind? That leather bag full of feces and urine is left behind. Everything has gone. Because Brahman left, all left. Till Brahman is in this body, your eyes are enjoying nice scenes, ears are hearing nice sounds, tongue is tasting nice food, nose is smelling nice fragrances, skin is having nice experiences, stomach is digesting, heart is beating, lungs are breathing, body is growing. Everything is happening. The day Brahman decides, I had enough of it, I am going. The moment he leaves, everything leaves along with Brahman. Kimatra parishishyate. Then what else is left to be known and seen and understood? Because this is only a pañcaprāṇa body. So far you are so proudly roaming around that I am so handsome. Let Brahman leave you. What is left behind? All your handsomeness will become ugliness in one day. And those who loved you so much, they will close their nose and burn you or bury you without any regrets. Why? Because Brahman is gone. So he is the king of this body. Don't give too much importance to your beautiful organs. Don't give too much importance to your intelligence and thoughts. Don't give too much importance to your talents and emotions. Don't give anything any importance, because if this is not there, everything is gone. So but rather you work on keeping this one happy. You want to keep your indriyas happy, you want to keep your mind happy, you want to keep your emotions good, you want to keep your friendships. So much effort and energy is spent on that. Your mind should be absorbed in that Brahma thought. That is all Brahman wants. Think of me. Yaki srishti madida Brahman? Aitreya Upanishad helidalva. He was alone. Nobody knew who he is. So he created that somebody should love me back. God separated himself from himself to love himself and to be loved back. So at the end of it, if man comes into existence, does everything and does not love God, you think God is going to be happy? If he's not happy, then you think you can continue to remain young and healthy, and you can continue to grow and become intelligent. All this will stop the next moment. It's like pull the plug and all the equipments will stop. Switch off the current. Everything will come to an end. So that is the idea of Brahma, and the Brahman is very happy when you are loving Brahman and you have realized Brahman and become one with Brahman. Then there is no fear, no problem at all. So that is the idea of Kathopanishad. You must go this far, and this is the same thought, so we will close it. Na prāṇena na apanena martyo jivati kaschana itarena ta jivanti yasmin eta upashritau. This is an important shloka. It says not by prana, not by apana. Martyo means this human, jivati lives, kaschana in any ways. Not by the prana apana. You are breathing, so you are living. No, you are living, so you are breathing. It's the other way around. I am digesting, so I am living. No, you are living, so you are digesting. Like that, I am there, so Brahman is there. No, Brahman is there, so you are there. That is the idea. Don't give too much importance to your body's abilities and I am breathing, so therefore I am alive. No, you are alive, therefore you are breathing. And you are alive not because of the breath, you are alive because of Brahman. So remember that. So who can harm this Brahman? Who can control him, decide for him, do this, don't do this? Can anybody go and tell the king? Don't do this, behave like this, don't behave like this. King will do what he wants to do. But if he is happy with you, he will give you, he will reward you. So that is the way. Prana, apana is not the reason why you are alive. There is something else. Itarena, there is something beyond this. Tu jivanti, the man lives because of something else. That one on which yasmin eta, these two upashrito depend. On which prana and apana themselves are dependent. That is the one because of which a human being lives. Not because he breathes or he excretes or inhales or exhales. That is not the reason why human beings live. They live because of something else on which this exhalation, inhalation is dependent. Till he achieves his purpose, he doesn't leave us. People say this Atman is enjoying having and being endowed with mind and senses. Suppose the mind and senses don't behave well, can Atma enjoy? It won't. So it will leave this Ratha and go to another Ratha. So that is the idea. So very, very be careful. Don't worry about sicknesses. Don't worry about any infections. Nothing can happen to you if you think you are Brahman. If you think you are the body, all the best to you. If you think you are Brahman, no need of any fear and worry. So this is why I have said many times and again I am saying, this is the practical going on right now. This is the time when you have to apply these principles of Vedanta in your life and tell, I am Brahman, therefore I have no fear. I am Brahman, therefore I have no death. I am Brahman, so therefore no sickness. I am Brahman, therefore no sorrow. I am Brahman, I am anandamaya. I am Brahman, I am abhayamaya. I have nothing like this. The moment you experience fear, anxiety, it means you are not remembering who you truly are. So practice that in these times. There is nothing that is going to, no harm will come to anyone. Because Brahman is watching over. And we are doing what? We are doing things which will please Brahman. We are talking about him, thinking about him, discussing him, and putting efforts to become him. This is what Brahman created this whole world for. And you think those people who are really sincerely doing this, he will do any harm to them. But this is how our foolishness is. Take care, whatever is required for the body, it will be taken care of. But not for a moment should you forget who you truly are. Aham Brahman, Sarvam Brahma. And when you do something good, Shreyamsi Bahu Vignani, it says. When you do something good, many obstacles, many troubles come. So only when troubles come, you should know you are really doing something good. If no troubles are coming, then something is wrong with it. So that is the aptitude, that is the kind of positivity one should maintain. That strength should be derived from the very truth. The truth is that you are Brahman. And when you are trying to walk on this path to reach Brahman, to attain Brahman, that Brahman who is the Lord of the future and the past, he will not allow any untoward thing to happen. As simple as that. But leaving that, if you are busy with anything else, then you are on your own. That is the idea of Kathopanishad. Very practical, very useful. If we truly abide by its teachings, we will have no problem at all.